How's everyone doing today? My name is Impersonator, and this is a very old gameplay that I got when I was 3rd Prestige, right when the game came out. I apologize, I got a lot of kill streaks in this game, and I actually wasn't using Chopper Gunner, which is a first, because I think in almost every other video, with the exception of the free-for-alls that I've ever uploaded, I use Chopper Gunner, so this is a very, very, very intense change of pace. As far as my videos go, I'm using spy planes actually, which I really only use in free for all. But I've clearly didn't remember. I didn't store in my brain what I used 7 months ago or whenever this gameplay happened. So I apparently am using spy plane, Blackbird, and dogs, just like in free for all, but it's in domination, and this gameplay is very, very action packed. A lot of stuff happens throughout the entire game. I'm just getting kill after kill after kill after kill. You know, whether it's with dogs or my G11 or a grenade or whatever. I'm just getting kill after kill after kill. The action never stops in this gameplay. I know some of my gameplays can get extremely boring, and it sometimes can drag on, and you want to exit. Just listen to the commentary or whatever. This gameplay does not drag on. I watched it a long time ago, and I also watched it like a week ago because I was planning on uploading it today. But it is very action packed. And another thing I wanted to talk about was actually this has nothing to do with the gameplay. It's really about like you people being down to earth and people being polite or whatever. All right, so it was like 2 weeks ago, I was eating dinner with my friends, and we were sitting at a table, and it was like two like those little tables like for two people put together, so it could seat like four, and we were sitting there, and directly behind us was and like the tables are really close together in where I was eating, so like you don't got much room in between. It's actually really hard to like squeeze in between the seats and whatnot. So directly behind us, almost pressing against us, was a huge table with, I'd say, around 10 to 12 people maybe. And then to the left of us, I'd say about 5 feet, was a table with a husband and a wife and their kid. He was really young. He was maybe maybe 4, I'd say around 4 years old. And then their dad was there, or the married couple's dad was there. I'm not sure if it was the mom's or the dad's side. I mean, obviously, wouldn't be sure about that. And then I think there was like a TV like behind me, so there really wasn't anyone that could hear us talking behind me. But like I said, there were two tables relatively close, and we were talking. I'm 14. The other two guys are 15. So, we're at that stage where everybody's cussing nowadays. And nobody seems to care. So we were sitting there eating, and we were cussing actually a lot. Like, we just say like we refer to whatever we're doing with a cuss word like look at that shit or whatever like everybody says, and saying fuck and whatever. But I said, I really wouldn't call this an accent, but I accidentally, I guess you could say, yelled out fuck. I didn't really yell it out. I was just talking, and I was like, whatever, like, fuck that or some shit. And the family sitting to the left of me with the kid just stared at me, and so did the table with like 15 people behind me. One of the guys, he looked pretty old, just stared at me. And I looked over at them, and I was just like, sorry. And I turned over to the woman, and I was like, sorry. And basically what I was going to ask you guys, they gave me the dirtiest look. I was going to ask you guys, I said sorry because I thought that was a little inappropriate. I know they had a little kid there, and he doesn't need to be hearing, the F word and, any cuss word for that matter. But I was going to ask you guys, because my friends were like, who are you saying sorry to? I was like, oh, the family over there. And they were like, oh, you can say whatever the fuck you want, whatever. So I was going to ask you guys today, what is the boundary for you guys? Do you care, when you're in public, do you care if, do you care what you say? Do you care what people think about you, verbally, and what about your manners and stuff? Or, is it like strict, like you try not to cuss in front of kids, like I did and whatever. I mean, I just want your guys' opinions because, there are really two. It's really opinionated. That topic is really opinionated. People can say, oh, I have the right to say whatever I want. Then people can say, oh, that's it's not really setting a good example. I mean, it's not like It's not like I'm gonna see that kid ever again, most likely. But I mean, it's just. I think that was wrong. I think that was wrong. Then my two friends were just like, oh, you can say whatever you want, blah blah blah. So yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think is appropriate? What is it when you're in public, or even when you're around, by yourself, and you say you stub your toe or you trip or something, you're working out and I don't know, something happens and you want to let that urge out by cussing. Do you guys try to sugarcoat it and say like crap, shoot, dang it? What that sounded really weird, but it's actually a question I've been wondering for a long time with people, and I was just hoping you guys could answer that maybe in the comments section. But it's just like like I said, they gave me the dirtiest look, and at first I didn't know how to react. I was like, okay, should I say sorry, or why are they looking at me? And I knew instantly, because I knew right when I let that word out of my mouth that it was a little higher pitched than it should have been. And like I said, they just stared at me, and they just, ooh, that woman, oh, she gave me the dirty. She just looked like she wanted to sock me right in the face. Wow. But just post a comment on what you think, and I was also gonna talk to you guys about school starting. It's very different for everyone. I've talked to people. Oh, I'm starting in September. Oh, I'm starting in August. Oh, I'm starting late September, late August, early September, whatever. I start school in 2 weeks, actually. I start school exactly 2 weeks from tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. I start on my birthday. So yes, all of those people who say, oh, you're 14 years old, I'm about to be 15, so don't worry, that not that big of a difference, but yeah, I'm going to be a sophomore in high school in 2 weeks, and I got registration tomorrow. But, I just came here, I was going to ask you guys, when does your school start, and how do you guys feel on school? Because to be honest, I'm actually pretty excited to go back to school. That sounds, some of you will, say, oh, that's nerdy, whatever. I'm actually excited to go back to school because, A, summer's boring. Even if you go chill with your friends, whatever, it's boring, including Xbox. It gets really old. There's too much time on your hands. I feel like, Friday nights, when school's in session, Friday nights, you only get, like 4 or 5 hours to chill with your friends. So, it's limited time. You have a lot better time because summer, you just have all this time on your hands, and you can't really figure out what to do with it. And, one activity isn't gonna keep you busy for however long, 12 hours, because I know that's pretty much how long I stay awake in the day. I stay awake for more than I stay awake for like 15 hours. It's not playing Xbox for 15 hours a day definitely isn't fun at all. And going out with your friends for 15 hours a day really isn't fun. There's not much you can do, especially in the city that I'm in. If you were in like New York City, you live near Times Square, wow, you'd be set. Oh, that'd be amazing. But around cities like where I'm from, Corona, and maybe a lot of other cities where you guys are watching my video from, there's really not all that much to do. There is sometimes, but like I said, it won't last you a day, and that's only a day. You got to figure out what you want to do the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And the next day. So summer, I'm actually excited for school to start. I'm going to get straight A's, try to be in AP next year for junior year. I'm trying to be in some AP classes, and hopefully get my stuff together with school. I was getting it together at the end of the year, freshman year, and I'm just going to try to pull it all together this year and get straight A's and start to care more about sports and care about my well-being, and like I was talking about like 5 minutes ago, my politeness in public and my manners. And it just sounds so weird to talk about, people watching Call of Duty videos talking about manners and stuff. I usually talk about the gameplay and what I do in the gameplay, but this is actually really refreshing to talk about what happened in my life, and cause I see a lot of other commentators talking about what happened in their life. Most statistically the most popular commentator, I'm not going to name him because I just don't want to do that. You guys a lot of you probably know for yourself. He talks about his life, all the time. To be honest, I don't see him ever talking about the gameplay ever. And I just think that it's a lot more interesting for me, to my sake, to talk about my life during the gameplay, and not about the gameplay. I mean, I'm not sure. That's another comment you guys could post. You know, 3-in-1 comment. You know, what your politeness when your school starts, and if you're excited or not, and if you'd rather have me talk about the gameplay or real life, or you know what happens in my life, or you know, go hand in hand, go both at the same time, whatever. But I don't know. I was a little mad. I was gonna talk about this over a 102-6 gameplay on Hazard from the Annihilation map pack that I got yesterday. 102 kills and 6 deaths. And I actually would have gotten, no lie, around 130 kills that domination game, because it was a long game, and someone on my team called in an attack helicopter, so I couldn't call in my chopper, and I had host connection. But anyway, I lost the gameplay, didn't save in theater mode, but I don't know. Anyway, you guys can always contact me through private message on YouTube or message on Xbox. I am now a YouTube partner thanks to you guys. Please give the video a rating. Peace out.